In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep and search for more. In the ring we stand tall, words are blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave, every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited minds sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena there's no chance to escape the vibrant lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Will be heard. Will be heard. What is your profession? This is Sparta!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Ghost of Sparta. Please do me a favor as you come and hit the like, share, and subscribe. And we have another stream, another live tonight. So this one is going to be a great one. But before I get into it, I can't do this by myself. I need to bring a special guest, a special person, a person who knows the street better than I do. And of course, I am talking about my boy, CBN. Only if he was at his computer like he's supposed to start the show correctly. Uh, so, till David gets back to his desk, let's put him in the background for now. So, this show is something I wanted to do for a while because people have a habit of what is the word I'm looking for? Talking shit behind your back. Because they have nothing better to do. It's something that irritates me, annoys me, pisses me off, to be honest with you guys. Because I'm a big believer is that if you're going to talk shit to my face. Because when you talk shit to my face, I'm gonna probably run you around the mill. Very simple as that. Because at least you can be man enough or woman enough to say something to my face. When you say something behind my back, that's where I have an issue. Why can you say it to your face? Why do you have to run around to coworkers, to friends, to uncles, cousins, whoever? Why do you need to continue running your mouth behind my back? I have a couple theories. One, you don't have what it takes to be man enough, woman enough, whatever. Second, you're probably jealous what I have. Very jealous because you cannot have what I have worked for, created, and built. It's a process that people don't understand. Huh. He finally came back to his desk. Let me get him in here. Yeah, you walked away in the wrong time, buddy.
I pull on to something private, which I don't know is none of my concern. But when I hear defamation, my head was like, "Well, let's keep it moving."
All right, brother. I was saying, people love talking shit behind our backs and running their
Oh,
mouths, but they don't have the balls. So I think a couple of theories are they're jealous what we have. They don't have the guts to build it. They don't have the balls to say it in our face. And there's some other things that we're gonna get into it. So, do you wanna start us off?
hmm. Have the balls. Interesting. Do they even got balls to begin with? I'm just saying. In this society we live in right now, since the pandemic, we have developed a level of unrealistic sensitivity whereby so many people pretend they have backbones but don't have any at all. Too afraid to deal with the truth or reality, but on the keyboard, all they can do is throw all type of inlet banter at you. They claim they're trying to trash you or say all kind of things. I don't know. It just I've learned over the years when people say stuff about me behind my back, I might be doing something right. I remember my past career, I had people lying on me, quitting all type of lies about me that I did X, Y, and Z, and so on and so forth, but not realizing the only way people like to talk shit behind you because they don't like the way you are. Either you're too authentic, you are too genuine, you don't sway to the left, you don't sway to the right. You're not an ass kisser like most people will kiss ass to get a promotion. No, hold on. There's multiple. They will kiss ass, they go lick the ass, they go eat the ass, they go swallow the ass, they go dive into the ass. Multiple level, I'm just saying. I don't know. It's it's a kind of interesting how the development of human being have been digressing on a downward spiral. You don't build strong character these days no more. They see something about you, they envy of you. They can be better than you. They have to spread some stupid rumor or some lies about you. I don't know. It baffled me. I was thinking maybe this is a habit that low IQ people normally do. I'm just wondering. Oh, Jesus. Do you have documentation? Do you have proof that he actually did that? Yeah, but what? I'm sorry, I'm in 46, and I learned that with a habit you learn from middle school. That you go behind people back and talk trash. And to find out you have grown and boneheaded adult who haven't graduated mentally, they may have graduated physically, but mentally, I don't know. Maybe they need therapy. I'm just saying. This is one weird topic. Silent shadow. When people talk behind your back. I don't know. Maybe you should be careful who you talk behind who. You maybe talk behind somebody back who is actually a grizzly bear or who built like a huge gorilla or who built like a beast. Not wondering that can be your doom. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know why you got so many spineless ass idiot who like to do that. I don't know. I'm just saying. I tried to figure that one out, to be honest with you, because I've learned to beat. to walk the beat of my own drum. I don't care what people say about me these days no more. It doesn't really phase me anymore. You don't like me being authentic, then go and suck on a left nut. Jump off a bridge. Jump off a cliff. Oh, well, not my problem. I don't have to bully you. You don't like my opinion? Oh well, drink chlorine. I don't get it. I'm just I in my element right now. It just feels weird when I think about that topic, and I wonder what happened to them. Did I lose their voice? Did they lose themselves? There's a level of jealousy going on. Are they envy of you? I don't know if they like no. They either or if they talk behind your back, they like you. Oh hell no, they don't like me. So I'm sorry. What I learned in life, if you really really like me, you come in my face and tell me. If you gotta talk behind my back, you don't really like me. You just don't know you don't like yourself. I know Paul with the eyes like, huh? People haven't tell me that type of nonsense. When people talk behind your back, they like you. I'm like who? Me? Don't you when you see a celebrity that you like, you go and tell, can I get your autograph? You don't talk behind the back, you go right in front of them. So I don't understand that concept. If you talk behind somebody else's back, that mean you like them. Ew, weird. How that's logical? I don't know. Lady number two, same thing. I'm just being honest. This the Black David that people are not aware of. Well, I could be brutally honest and tell it like it is. It's just that the people have poor people skills. If there's a problem you have with somebody, if you want to find out something, go to them, have a conversation, find out who they are, but don't just spread rumors or just make stuff up because of what? I don't know. You beat me. I'm Peter. This one of the topic that you almost got me stumped. I'm trying to figure out what would be the purpose of talking behind people back for. I'm I'm trying to figure that out. I'm like,
Well, before we get into it, let's start. Let's break you in a little bit. So the first video I'm going to show tonight, it's a
break
little.
me in.
Yes, yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah, yeah. So the first video I'm going to show tonight is I'm going to break David in very slowly before we get into the serious topics.
Pause.
Yeah, fuck off. All right, let's get into it.
If people talk behind your back, just fart. The silent ones are the best. If people talk behind your back,
So David, what do you have to say about just farting? Yeah.
Paul, you cannot leave me here. This is
Yeah, you can.
madness.
Go
When
ahead.
people talk behind your back, just oh God. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from a guy who grew up in New York City. Don't do that. Don't. You might make a epic mistake and leave one acting like fart that will burn a hole through your pants. It's not gonna look good on you, alright? Don't do that. Oh God. Where did that come? Peter,
I
are
was
you
doing some research on videos and stuff like that over the week, and that's the first video popped out. I'm like, that is a good icebreaker,
that
or
right there threw me off. I was like,
a
oh,
break you in.
okay, too much of the prison jokes. Oh wow. Yeah, Paul, I know I'm feeling the same way you feeling.
Do you guys expect anything less from me? Hmm.
Who, me? I'm just that thing is still going through my head. When people talk about you, just fuck. I'm trying to connect it if it make any sense. And my head is like,
I got a better one.
oh Lord,
Is if you look shit behind your back, get him back. Use some liquid ass.
oh God.
Yeah.
You know what this is? This the affection from Beavis and Butthead.
I'm worse. I am 10 times worse. You know that.
This what happened when he made the more iconic, shitty ass cartoon for adult called Beavis and Butthead.
You know, I know I want to jump on topic. It's more a hangout topic, but Beavis and Butthead, it was like, what is it, after 10 o'clock, midnight, some shit like that?
Hmm.
And it was voodoo for us to watch back then.
It was so bad, but the thing is, when I watched some of the episodes, the first that came to my mind is where do they get these material from?
Man,
Who idea was this? And me, I try not to be like boss man because when you try to break things down and things are not adding up, it's not to force more of your brain to go on overdrive. Like you want to find the answer, but you trying to find the answer, and you find yourself going into a dark vortex of bullshit that it doesn't make no sense. You have to throw an anchor out and pull yourself out of like, oh hell no, this is too
that
much.
is my point with this topic is you have so much time in your hands to talk shit, but you cannot say it to my fucking face so I can rip you a new one. Like you always say, people. I mean, like you always say, David, you know how to roast people. So when people talk shit behind your back, don't you want to roast them? But you can't do it for sure because you don't know if it's a rumor or true. You know what I'm saying?
And my thing is, I said it before, for a person who cannot tell your face, got no backbone, got no spinal cord,
Exactly.
and this is middle school. This is middle school behavior. Like,
The part that really gets to me, those people who have a fucking attitude or talk shit behind your back or has a little temper usually doesn't talk shit behind in your face, but he starts throwing shit, slamming shit. Like, dude, don't be a bitch. Just sit in my fucking face. Be a fucking man, you little fucking punk ass bitch.
but let be frank though. Who do it more, men or women?
I think it's both. Because I work with a lot of guys and they do it as bad as women do.
I would
The
think women
older
do.
women in their 70s know how to talk so much shit behind people's backs. And like I know people I worked with like, I'm gonna fucking quit.
No,
I'm gonna fucking do this. Fuck this motherfucker. And when the chef comes out, oh hey chef, let's go. And I'm like, seriously, you're just talking so much shit. And like, you don't have morals.
now hold on. From a corporate point of view, it know you be women who like to say shit behind your back.
Mhm.
You see talking to someone, you see you get along, they think you are dating. Oh, so that's the new guy he talking to, and that could be your coworker, but to them you're dating, you're effing, you're and it just all kind of shenanigans.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Really, and I'm telling you, you don't have to do nothing to nobody. He's doing her, he's doing her, he's doing her, he's doing her. Who doing who?
People sometimes don't know how to mind their fucking business. That's the problem also. And then it's when they run their mouths. You know I'm right.
And the thing is, you be extremely you like, okay, where did this bullshit come from? Like, no, seriously.
I understand sometimes you talk about people, not technically behind their backs, but maybe on a project. Oh, I need to speak to somebody. Oh, he's doing a good job, or he needs to correct it. That's fine. But when you're bringing like family into it or something like that, yo, fuck off, dude. Don't get in my business.
I just feel that some people never grew up properly.
Understatement.
I'm being, I'm being a little real because it's just trying to fathom. You still did have it when you were in middle school. People talk crap about you because of what you wear, the shoes you wear, the
Mhm.
pants you wear, the kind of haircut you have, the kind of
So
hairstyle you
it's funny you
have,
said that, David.
the blouse you have, the back. No, I have. And you, come on, Peter. You know New York City when they like to roast you based on the way you look when you come to school. They always talk and stuff about it will come from talking stuff behind your back till they bring a crowd to come in front of your face to roast you, just to pick on you.
I'll tell you a
That's
funny
how.
a story, a true story that happened to me. So growing up, we didn't really have all the money to spend. So name brands stuff like that didn't really come to me until I was an adult. All right,
Hmm.
and to be honest with you, I still buy things on sale. That's all I always buy because I don't feel like paying $300-400 on shoes when I can get them with 450 on all right clearance. Same shit, different year. That's all it is to me. Anyway, so I bought end of the year was I bought boots. It wasn't Tim's, just boots, right? It wasn't so I got my ass roasted because I had boots. And I was actually happy I having boots finally. I grew up walking in the snow in sneakers all year round.
Hmm.
So you know how much shit I got for that, bro? The only thing anybody care is all those Tims. And I'm still pretty new to the country, so I didn't know what the fuck Tims was. Like, what? I'm like, I don't know. This is a pair of boots. That's all I care about. Dude, it was bare boots. Now I know the difference, obviously. So it just I love how kids bully us and picks on us because of shoes,
You know what
of
it is?
t-shirts, of hair. And the
Look,
funny part, I probably have one of the best beards that most people have out there.
but here's the thing, though. To have the luxury to go to school in two different environments, go to school in the U.S. and going to school in Nigeria, it allowed me to see the dynamic of the building block or the cultural norm that they were building for themselves. Over here, the emphasis is always based on your look, your so-called status, or how you appear. But it never had to do with the intellectual, never had to do with the academic. And what I noticed, and Peter, you had to agree with me. I know sometimes you had to put yourself in the chat and observe it. The
Yeah,
people
hold on
who
one
run,
second. Let's get this guy in here, all right? Let's get Trey in here.
uh-oh, the coach.
Coach, let
Ooh,
oh, he's serious and he's wearing the glasses.
yeah, he
David,
coming in.
proceed.
So I'm sure you agree with me. But the people who like to talk shit more back in middle school or high school, more than likely are doing poor academically.
Oh,
You ever
absolutely.
notice that?
No.
They're mostly the slow and the dumb ones. Oh, you such a nerd. Oh, you think you're all that. Look what he's wearing. I'm sure his father passed it down to. They'll be the one to go run them out, do all that bullshit, right? And you fast forward, they'll be the same one who work at the janitor. If you run a Fortune 500 company,
Mhm. All right, hang on a second. Let's get Trey in here. Trey, what's going on, my man?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing today, man?
Haven't seen you
I'm
on my
good.
streets in a long
Uh,
time.
Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to you, man.
Life is life, and
Happy
man.
New Year to you, sir.
Great topic, man. I, I can definitely understand the distinction in the age difference because since we were kids, people talked about us, behind our backs, even from the playground,
Hmm.
and when I was a young, I would say around teenage years, as a kid, we all just play, throw rocks, play pitch up football. I played organized sports since I was like 6, but when I was in the community with the regular folks like me, that my friends and peer group, and when I say peer group, For me, it's 4 years younger and 4 years older. That's it. Meaning we may have all been in high school at one point, together, whether they graduated before me and people came after me. That's my peer group. And there were times, man, we would just sit around and just, cap on each other and just pick out, we all poor. Nobody never said we were poor, but we knew our condition. And we would just talk about each other, man, from head to toe, from your hair to your shoes
Oh.
to your gloves, that your socks that you use for gloves because you couldn't afford no socks or you lost your socks. Most of the time people lost it, so and that was a good time. But then in high school you start get your little cliques, and somebody don't like you because somebody else don't like, all that little crazy stuff. So it was all interesting. I don't know if a lot of people talked about me when I was a kid or whatever, and I'm sure they did because my own family talked about me. But
They did.
but it never was brought to my attention in a sense. And then when I got older and started working with people just from around business and work, I expect people to talk about me on the job from what I do because I'm trying to do an excellent job.
Look at this light skinned
All
man.
right,
You think
hang
he's
on one
all
second.
cute.
Let me get this guy in here next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the president, our re-elected president,
We say reelected.
and for his first speech of his new thing.
No speeches. I look. I'm like I literally. I'm just coming in. I again got finished training a client, so I'm coming in, and I'm walking in on David's tirade, talking about uh, using expletives I will not repeat, but something about ASS and eating ASS and doing. I'm like, what am I walking into? What room is this? The locker room? Is this the what's going on here,
All
gentlemen?
right, the topic tonight for us, you guys who didn't pick it up, is when people are talking behind your back. That's where we're at. So I think it's an issue all over locker room, school, office, whatever.
All over? You think it's happening?
I think so, in my experience.
Yeah, it happens.
I
But here's
wouldn't honestly. I
br-
wouldn't. I
Paul,
wouldn't know.
brother Bennett.
You
Paul,
know, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying it's
Paul.
It
not my
happens.
reality. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, it happens, brother Bennett. It's just that you're
I'm
so
sure. I'm like I
engaged
said,
with
I'm
life,
sure it does,
you just don't
but
pay
my
attention to it. It's not part of
absolutely
your life.
not.
Yeah. See,
But I
see.
again, but literally, like I wouldn't know. I mean,
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
I'm like high school, yeah. People talk college, yeah, immature stuff, but you get to a point where you put away childish things.
Even
So
even even professionally, it happens.
I'm
I
sure it
agree.
does.
It
But
happens.
again, like I sometimes I put on my hashtag. My name is Bennett and I ain't in it.
Yeah, you're not
So
focused
so
on it.
so I
Merch.
so I
Merch.
can't I can't relate to a lot of that. Because I literally I'm at work. I keep my head down most of the time. I don't do a lot of office socializing. If we talk about stuff in the office, we're talking about sports or something, current event or something like that. But as far as internal office politics or this going with that, I may hear stuff like later. And it's like I had no idea that was happening at the time because I'm not in certain conversations. And I think certainly the older I've gotten, and I think one of the resolutions that I'm certainly making for 2025. All right, so if there is going to be a presidential speech, here's where it starts. Scripture's been on my mind as of late, talking about basically staying out of unfruitful conversations, and if it's not productive, if it's not edifying, then I don't need to be in it. So for folks who want to just spread rumorville around and stuff, look, I'm all about some intel if I think it's be useful for me, but stuff stays with me. But I'm not the guy to pass especially on social media. someone sends me something, I don't just be spreading stuff around unless I verify it. I think we're living in an area of misinformation, and I think that is really hurting dialogue. It's really polluting um, the spaces where we can't talk intelligently. And so for me, like, look, a lot of stuff starts with me. Now, again, me and my wife, we may talk about stuff together. We don't hide too many things from each. The only thing I may hide from my wife is if I'm asked. So let's say if one of you guys reached out to me and you guys lay something heavy on me, you said, look, keep it to yourself. I go to the grave with it. But if it's not, then yeah, my wife and I, we talk about what may be going on. I may hear this, that, and the third, or whatever, as far as what's going on. But again, the gossip thing, it's just becoming more and more unproductive, certainly in my life. So I stay away from a lot of it. So I would say if you guys are still experiencing a lot of that at your ages,
You with the wrong people.
you would.
For real, you with the
Hey,
wrong people.
I mean, that's that's the mic drop right
But
there because this
but but my rant was this is what being stuff that probably be left behind in middle school. They drag that thing from
But
middle school to high school to college to the work environment. I give you a perfect. Let's look at Trey Fur when he was younger. Oh, look at him! You
no,
think he's
no,
all
Black
cute and
David, Black
everything?
David. No, listen. If it was happening again from what Brother Bennett said, I didn't know it. I didn't pay attention to it. I was moving in light. Even as that's why I was breaking down before Brother Bennett came on. As a kid, we play and roughhousing. I always been a boy's boy. So
Hmm.
me and the guys, and as a teenager, me and the guys that I knew and the guys from other parts of the city, we didn't, if we talked about each other, we'd be like, man, his basketball game ain't that good. But as far as but it's because I came from a generation that if you say you can play basketball, you had to show me. If you say you were stronger than me, you had to show me.
That's
So
trash
no, it
talking.
ain't
I
trash
understand
talking.
that
That's
part.
just backing up. It's just being a man. But then as a professional, if you seeing people talk behind your back, one, that's a professional setting. So I would always say address it immediately with the ball supervisor and get it over with. But then if somebody's doing it like that, that's nobody you really want to have a relationship with outside of being professional. He can't. I'm not going nowhere with him. I'm not gonna, and I've had an experience because I worked in a field where it was mostly females, and the results I were getting was totally. It's like you see me here at 70, 80%. A lot of people down here at 30 and 20%, because in the social service and education, they really only give a number of about 50 to 30% really being successful. See how detrimental that is to the younger people. And
Absolutely.
poor people, we talk about each other. We all like I said, everybody knew they was poor when I was young. And when I say poor, it wasn't the fancy stuff, but it was always well kept. You go with people's houses who might just wear tennis shoes like you, Sparta. Guess what? Their house will be clean. And nobody really talked about it because we understood the condition. But like when we got to be teenagers, we can sit and joke on each other, blah blah blah. You got a funny looking head. I got a, you know what I'm saying? And that was just part of that process. But as a professional, man, I worked from, like I said, from elementary through high school and in the military. It's a certain professional level of conversation that you must always maintain. It's not even about, I never brought my personal life into my job. Never.
And that's
You
a
could,
problem.
so
Like a lot of
never.
people bring their personal life into work. Like I know I can't talk I can't sit and tell you I have not done that. I've done it because I met my ex through my job. So I my work and my life, home life was all in one. And that's the worst thing you can ever do. I don't ever recommend anybody literally at least don't date somebody in your own department. That's also another mistake I did. So, I woke with her, I woke up with her, I took her to work, I left with her, went home with her, went to bed with her. I was with her 24/7 for 2.5 years. Yeah.
And we see how that worked out, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a great learning experience. So since that moment, then and a lot of people don't get this information. These conversations, I'm telling you, they great for 20-year-olds and 18, 19-year-olds. I'm telling you, what you got, the conversations you have, that, and even where Brother Ben is at, is good for that young man. Like Brother Bennett said, he want a man with a plan when he come into his baby's life. So if Brother Bennett can give him that message, I guarantee he gonna be like, man, I got too many to choose from, y'all on your own. Because brothers will really take that message on. A young man, and I'm telling you, it's the greatest thing y'all could probably, y'all got to figure it out, man. Go talk to them young brothers, man. They need to hear y'all, man. Smarter, they need to hear these conversations of your life experiences.
All right, let's get the next video up because I got a couple tonight.
These the real ones, right? These aren't the ones that says if someone talking about you, you
Fart.
you do something improper. This is serious
this is actually a good video.
Okay. All right.
Toxic people will say one thing to your face and another one behind your back. They love to gossip and spread rumors. They will also take any opportunity to make you look bad in front of others. They are so sneaky that you might not even realize that they are doing so until it's too late. Toxic people will say...
That is so
Go ahead,
true.
David. You got the floor.
So true. This is something I see in the professional level whereby there are people who are envy of your work ethic. They don't like the fact that you're consistent. And I saw that happen to me in several tech jobs where they couldn't help them but to blurt things out. It's like they were talking behind my back. I didn't pay no mind, just like Mr. Bennett and Cole Fair would normally do, until it's like all out in the open, and it's like to make stuff up like as if they can put it on you. And my uncle taught me something back in my country. Don't worry about what people say. Let your work ethic speak for itself. What I always have learned since I was youth. Meaning, if you're consistent and you continue to improve your work ethic, let them talk about you all they want. Your work ethic, your consistency, it will speak louder than what they say about you. And I've seen that happen. But what I noted in today's working arena, sometimes the people above you will believe the lie before they believe the truth. And that happens from time to time. And I just say that's their downfall. They want to listen to a lie, then they're not a great leader to begin with. Because I see that a lot. You could be the most consistent employee, always doing your job, always doing above and beyond. But it's quick for them to listen to believe a lie about you and know to jump right on it. But they're seeing your track record. But yet that lie trump your track record. Like, really?
One little lie
Are
can
you for
destroy
real?
someone's career very easily too.
Facts.
But that's what went on today's society. If you think about it, all you gotta do is accuse you of something that never really happened. Even though there's evidence so that it never happened before and it never will happen, they rather believe a lie.
David, look what happened to me. I just parked next to somebody and I got fired. Gives you a great example there. Coach, you want to go next?
I mean, he said something very interesting in the video that sort of always resonated with me since I was a kid. When he said, when somebody try to make you look bad in front of other people, like say I didn't know you three, right? And y'all were out, right? And Brother Bennett was picking on you and calling you out every chance he got. And then somewhere down the line, I started to work with Brother Bennett. I would never become his friend because I already seen what type of guy he was. When I used to see it, those are the type of guys I stayed away from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm speaking to him, what's up, Brother Bennett? How you doing? But we ain't going out nowhere. We ain't playing poker.
You're not grabbing beers after work.
No, I wasn't going to do that with a guy like that. You know, somebody like you, I probably would have seen where you was coming from and say, okay, he seemed cool. You know, but that was just always me, man. Since I was a kid, man, I didn't like people to sort of pick on people. I used to take up for the handicap, man, since I was a kid. And I had sisters, so yeah. And I was a nice size bam bam type of kid. But I was a good person because, you know, I wasn't going to pick no fight. Just don't touch me. But that's me, man. Even as a man, listen, man, I've been all over the country, halfway around the world. And I met the greatest people, just regular people, man. of all races and people that work like it and move like it. I just stayed away from. It wasn't a lot that I could. And I would tell people, people who may not know, may stay away from him. But it's your choice. I'm not gonna force you. But that was it. I wasn't gonna do business with people like that. Nothing, because that's a bad spirit that I never want to take on somebody else's bad spirit. So a lot of stuff just when it came to men and people came easy from me. Because my father was sometime an asshole. He did some of a lot of stuff that people did out in the streets. So when everybody out in the street didn't love me like my daddy loved me, my daddy would cuss me out and feed me and take me shopping 2 weeks later or something, but he showed me how to, be tough a little bit. But yeah, man. So when I see this, if I was talking to a young man, I said, man, first of all, you love yourself. Nobody is above you. Don't treat, but don't let nobody just hurt your feelings all the time. You got to stand up to it early. So,
yeah, I would say that scenario would only work, but you got to have, and coach, you might relate to this. Like you grew up, you had a crew, right? And the crew had different personalities in it. So you might have had the kind of the bully, but he was also the bulldog. Then you had the comedian, you had the jokester, the prankster, or whatever that would always say stuff. Then you'd have the quiet one, and then you'd have the sort of the rational ones that were kind of middle tone. So a lot of times that bully would get checked to say, "Look, you're doing too much. You need to chill." And he would usually comply. A lot of times, what happens, and I know my oldest daughter went through this just in the last year or so, where she was with some toxic women who would just kind of dominate and control and just let things go. Now, again, my daughter's, not one always to sort of speak up for herself, and nobody would check like these quote unquote alphas, if you will. It's like, hey, you're doing too much. And a lot of them would say later on, yeah, that was messed up what she did, Stephanie. And it was like, well, why you didn't say anything? You saw what was going on, and you just sit there and because they don't want to, take it. So again, you have to have, if you're gonna have like I said, a good friend circle or that tribe or that that band of brothers, so to speak. Not to say like you don't always have to be the same, but there's got to be accountability. And it's got to be even with the jokester. He's like, all right, you joking too much. Or if the bully, you bullying too much. All right, that's enough. You need to chill on that. Be like, all right, my bad. I'm just playing. I'm just but you need to stop. Like, all right. So I think if you don't have that balance, then things can get very toxic very fast. And so, but again, with my daughter, like most of those women are gone now. Those who thought they were friends, and a lot of times, they want to hook up with the quote unquote alpha. And so again, because they don't want to look bad in front of the alpha, so they kind of put on their side. The other ones, like I said, didn't say anything. They go into my daughter later on talking about, yeah, that was messed up. But my daughter looking at them crossways, I'm like, So again, a lot of those networks. But again, interesting enough, a lot of those quote unquote friends, they're from high school, and they were from college. And I'm saying, at this point, look, there's people come into your life for a reason, and people come into your life for a season. And you need to let some of that stuff go, let some of these people go, and you need to look forward. She's about to go to medical school. And I'm like, you need to be looking ahead, not necessarily looking behind and seeing who's still going to be there. There's relationships there. Your husband could possibly be there. And there's just a lot of things you need to be focused on the future rather than all the nonsense that was sort of happening in the past. So I think for a lot of my daughters, they've all kind of gone through this. But again, these are Gen Zers. But if I'm hearing 40 and 50-year-old folk, Gen X and up folks, and y'all still about that mess, then I'm like, I'm out. I mean, I can be good. I can be good all by myself. I don't have to be around anybody. I keep my nose clean. I keep my head down. I do my grind. I do my thing, and like, bye. Y'all want to hang out? It's like, nah, I got to go.
But Big Brother Paul, they do this on the Black YouTube space these days for the past few years, and I've
Oh,
been
for sure.
trying to,
Like, yeah.
and I've been trying to understand. Like seriously, This is middle school behavior. Like you say, biblically speaking, when you get old, you leave childish thing behind when you become an adult. But in this society we live in, they drag that childish thing to the older age, which I've been trying to comprehend. Like, am I being punked? If I'm being pranked, or like this what we're doing? Is
David,
this how we living?
the problem is, David, is people don't grow out of that phase, and they continue in that phase. I want to clear something out. There's one thing about, aka we call men, ball breaking, and is something else when you go too far, or bullying, or harassing, because a joke can go too far very easily. Let's be honest here, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you might say, "Oh, my disability." You might say, "Hey, make a joke about my disability." And that's going too far. That's hitting below the belt, in my opinion. But some people don't see it like that, and that's, I think, that issue where there starts. Like, you're joking, but you go too far, and that the only self defense mechanism you have then is us talking shit behind his back, and that both are not okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, I mean, especially like sarcasm, like not even like joking. Like I know sarcasm to me is almost like an herb. You're a cook, so like take the strongest spice that you have, very aromatic. Again, a pinch can really liven up a dish. You know what I'm saying? One pinch too much, and it ruins the dish.
I agree.
And so a lot of people don't necessarily understand the difference. Yeah, I like a little rib, a little jab, a little it breaks the tension a lot of times. It breaks the ice, it adds some levity to it. But again, the immaturity is again, you don't know when to stop. But yeah, a good sarcastic line at a given point in time, again, that's skill. That's communication skill. But some people just constantly having something to say, constantly criticizing, not critiquing. Because again, critique is giving you something that would help you make you better. But to criticize, the need to tear down. And I'm just like, at this point in my life, those type of people I just don't need in my life. And so as much as possible, you just try to get away from. Now I've been very blessed in my career where I haven't had certainly that kind of things. If you talk about this happening in office, it's happening in corporate. Now, again, having said that, I've been also somewhat selective in my career choices in that I've generally stayed on the technical side of things, sort of the workhorse side of things. I see a lot more or hear a lot more of these unfruitful conversations
Hmm.
as you kind of go up in management. So when you get into that level, essentially, when your main application becomes Microsoft Office, or what's that tool, David, that they use? Not Office. What's the one that they use for
Back in
that
the
mic?
days,
What's that?
you went back to like Word Perfect.
No, no, no. The for management, what they use. I forget the tool that they
Like,
SQL.
no, no.
ServiceNow.
It's a project management tool that they use. It'll come to me in a minute. I'm just
Okay.
blanking right now. But what?
SQL.
No, SQL. That's a query language. I love that SQL. I can be in SQL is like getting under the hood of a car
Yeah.
and working like under the car, like on the transmission or the carburetor or whatever. I love SQL.
SCTM.
That's what's that?
SCTM.
Nah, it'll come to me in a minute. I'm just like I said, I'm just having a brain freeze right now. But when it got to the point where that's the main application that you're using, Project, yeah, Microsoft Project, yeah, Microsoft Project.
Okay.
Mhm.
When that becomes your main software, I'm like, I don't need to be here. So there were times where I've chosen to stay more on the technical side of things because, again, I just want to keep my head down. I just want to work and I want to grind. I never wanted to be in upper management. I never wanted to be in where I'm in meetings for 6-7 hours a day. That's just never been my thing. So I think you have to be intentional about some of the spaces that you're in. Or if I do get some intel, like I said, there's nothing wrong with a little intel. If I do have some intel that if I work with this person, there could be, there could be some issues, or they could be the way they go about doing things as such that could be unbecoming, then I've found ways to kind of get around that or just opt not to do, because that would mean I would have to work with this person and it may not be a pleasant experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen how some managers treat people who are under them.
Paul, let me ask you a question. Let's say you
Yeah.
were a manager. How would you do difference from have you seen through management?
It's like what we've talked about in the past, and apparently some people in this space don't like the term. It's about servant leadership. My role as a leader is to make sure that you have what you need to do your job effectively to deliver the result. So I'm going to start with, what are your needs for this project? It's my job to go and advocate to make sure that you have the funding, make sure that you have the timeline. If you tell me a timeline that, look, I need 6 weeks to deliver this, and you justify that 6 weeks, then I'll go to the floor for you. We need 6 weeks. They're saying, now you need to do it in 4. My man needs 6 more, or she needs 6 weeks. So again, it is about empowering the people. But again, I can't say, well, if you want it in 4, well, then I got to come back to you and say, well, what do you need to do this in 4?
Mm-hmm.
You need another resource. You need, another developer. You need a faster PC. More bandwidth. You need an upgrade or something. You're slogging around with 4 gigabytes of RAM in your laptop. You need an 8 or 12. You limping with an i3. Well, you need an i7 or i9 or whatever the latest is at this point. i9. That's my job. So that's how I see it. But again, it starts with treating you as a human being, but then holding you accountable for the results. So again, now if I give you all of this, but then now it's on you to deliver. And just as I may give you a certain level of respect early on, that respect can be lost, and trust can certainly be lost. But we coming in on, if you're here, then I'm expecting that you're able to do the job. Now, again, if there's issues, if the things that there's hurdles, there's blocks, there's, you come to me and again, how can we work this out? How can we make this work?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so for me, it starts with the people. If my people have what they need to do, then I'll be elevated at the end. At least that's how I've always approached it.
No,
let me jump on this because
Hang on. And Trey, then you go next. Go ahead, Trey.
No, I was just asking Brother Bennett. He said something about what was that? A service leader.
Servant leader.
Servant leader. You really just described just your position and doing your position as a manager or supervisor efficiently for the overall success of the team. Really,
I know, but I'm just saying there's certain people, certain discussions I've been in as of late.
Oh yeah, but
people
Brother
have
Bennett,
issues with the term servant leader.
I don't care.
Yeah,
listen, I'm with you, Brother Bennett. I'm eye to eye with you. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
The way you speak is the way I as I reflect on me coming up through stages of a boy, man, or whatever. I'm like, okay, I remember that. I can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why you ain't took the supervisor position. You just laid out a great supervisor.
Again, you got it. Like I said, for me, I'm always. Some people have described me in the past as non-confrontational.
I can understand.
And so in that regard, But again, I think it's been more so strategic because again, if I know I got to go into this space, and if people are not there of good intentions or goodwill, then more times than not, I would back away from that conversation. Like I said, I would rather be. So I've always worked kind of in almost like in a blended mode. In a way, I'm a manager, but I'm also technical. So it's like I have to be able to go into different rooms and talk to different people. I've had to go in and do high level presentations to senior management. And I still got to be able to talk to the developers on a technical level to say, look, this is what we need to get this done. So I've always functioned well in that role. But again, getting into management
That
fully,
wasn't gonna be you.
then again, my software is MS Project. I can't be on the ground.
I got you.
And so for me, like I said, that's always the thing. I like getting under the hood. I like rolling up the sleeves and let's get the hands dirty and, and get the towel and let's work on this together. If I'm
Yeah.
working with some guys who are under me, let's fix this together, right? You
So
guys need a
brother Bennett,
hand here. Let's do this thing.
but
But
in those
being in a
positions,
room and just hearing 6 hours of conversation of which I'm only responsible for 1 hour of it,
yeah,
nah,
you,
that ain't my world.
yeah. So just based off your experience over the years, and correct me if I'm wrong, you worked in positions where you had the autonomy to work alone a lot
Yeah,
and just speak to people as needed. You know what I'm
correct.
saying? So
Yeah,
I,
and
I can understand that.
I'm the guy they would give projects to because one, they didn't want it, and they know if they gave it to me, it got done. Like the senior manager's like, I got all these projects I gotta manage. This one's a headache. Let me give it to him because he'll just go in there, he'll just knock it out. He knows how to talk to the people, he knows where to go get information, he knows how to, good rapport with everybody, good reputation, everybody. I'll just give him this so I can focus on these other areas that are going to require more of my attention. But something that I just really don't want to get into the weeds with, here, we give it to him. He'll knock it out. Boom. It'll be quiet. And so that's kind of like, how I've been utilized over the years. Like I take on kind of difficult or painstaking tasks and projects
Right. So
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 that
so
they can, the places where it's more political, they can play in that political space. But yeah, this is some yeah, we need you to just take this and, just hit me
I
up once a week with a status or whatever, and you good. But we know you
I'll
got
come.
this.
Sparta, I can come back to Brother Bennett later because I want to ask him some questions because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm starting to
Let's do
see
this. Let's
something about
David.
Brother Bennett later.
Let David go next. Then I got one more video. Then we can go back
To,
to the
to,
conversation. How's that sound, guys?
I'm glad that my big brother Paul Bennett laid that one out because I similarly had that same mindset, but I didn't get that same result because one, I've been given position in past tech job when I was the team leader, and I don't know whether I'll give an active workload. I'm going to be the technical lead, train all these new tech coming in, make sure they're well prepared before they go on the floor. And I took it with a passion. I'm always to be the one who lead by example. Show them the road. We have our meeting before we go on deploy or do what need to be done. Never had a problem making sure getting the job done. But for some bad reason, because I go above and beyond to make sure we are successful and make the team look great, I have people make all type of them behind my back on many past projects. The one that took a call with me happened when I work in one of the biggest corporations in fashion. And the fact that it's my manager that was able to not only manufacture such lies, I got let go trying to clean up their screw up when it's not even my fault nor my problem was their problem. I became collateral damage. And to find out the week after that weekend, and they were trying to paint me as the cause of a problem. And my whole entire team snapped on my manager, and they called me. Like nine of them called me. and told me on the phone how this individual was manufacturing a lie about me, but yet a few weeks later they found out I was doing their workload in my queue. I never complained. Wherever you threw on me, I took it. Just like the Paul Bennett said, they give me the difficult task, and I deal with it, and I keep it pushing. I keep on moving. Never try to slow down. Never stop. It became a big habit whereby I was missing lunch, trying to make sure all the work is done before I decide to eat. I didn't get that same with that Mr. Paul Bennett had. I had people who did not like the fact no matter what you threw in my way, I conquer it and I keep it moving. I go to the next level, go to the next level, go to the next level. And I'm being consistent. You ask me for help? Okay, let me help you. Let me try to get it done. Boom, boom, boom. You good? You need anything extra? Let me know. Okay, boom. And I keep it moving. But yet they were making all kind of rumors about me, trying to sabotage me, and even manufacture a lie to get rid of me.
People don't understand.
That was the biggest straw that broke me. That when I have a I don't trust nobody attitude. Cause it happened to me before that, and I tried to brush it off because I took my uncle training very seriously. Let my work speak for itself. And no matter how great of a worker I was, somebody had to still make room because they feel like I'm a threat. I don't want to be a manager. I don't like politics. I'm just like Mr. Paul Bennett. I love to get my hand dirty, get things done. Let's keep it moving. The more you keep me busy, the more I enjoy it. The more I enjoy, the more I love what I do.
Yep.
But it's never been that way for me because I'm a threat. I want to take to my other position. With I don't want your position. Leave me the hell alone. That's never been the case. So this is why I be on these platforms, on the YouTube, and hear people talk about me. The first thing that comes to my mind, they're too little for me. They're immature. They're ignorant. It doesn't phase me to be perfectly honest.
Mhm.
But seeing that and hearing from what he goes through, he is blessed that he don't have to go through what I had to deal with. My cousin, who was about to be retired from the Navy, have been in the Navy for 25 years. He's a few years older than me. He know what I went through. And this man told me early this week, I'm his inspiration. I'm like, why? He said, what you go through growing up, the roadblock after roadblock after roadblock after roadblock that you have to face, and you keep on pushing through, they wouldn't have done what I've done. So when he told me I'm his inspiration, to this day I'm still scratching my head. A few people told me that I'm their inspiration because I just keep it moving. No matter what upset, no matter what disappointment I go through, I just say I gotta keep doing what I need to do. I don't got time to quit. So when this silent thing, to be honest, I'm gonna be real with you guys. You talk behind my back, I'll look at you as someone little than me. I'll think you're immature. I would think you are highly youth or you have some self-esteem issue because I ain't got time to develop rumors. I got things I need to accomplish. I got things I need to conquer. I need to keep it moving, and this is why I'm the way I am. So when I hear my big brother Paul better go what you do, I envy him because he didn't have to go through what I go through. But even though I go through the thing, I still keep pushing. I ain't got time to relax. I ain't got time to quit. So all these rumor mill, rumor monger, these are low self-esteem individuals who feel less of themselves and don't have no real confidence of who they really are. I'm low maintenance. I ain't high maintenance. When people say they're high maintenance, then you need therapy. That is what it is because Mr. Paul Bennett, Mr. Coach Fred are my elder. They're my big brothers. Whenever I hear the spank, I want to listen and take as much as I can. I've been doing this since the age of 15. I go out to my elder and take their wisdom, digest it to make me stronger, to make me better, so I don't have to fall for shenanigans. So when I hear all these silent shatter, it's more like self-esteem issue, to be frank with you guys. That's just what it is. If they have to make false information about you, it's because the level of confidence is genuine. They hate the fact that who you are. They don't have what you have. They don't have that solid foundation no matter what storm hits you, no matter how hard you get beat down, you still dust yourself. Like nothing happened, you keep it pushing, even though you are hurt on the inside. You take it out the battle scar and you keep it moving. So when my cousin who's in the neighborhood retired tell me that I'm an inspiration, until this day, it's hard for me to digest it. I'm a humble guy. I'm not a big headed person, but this is how I see things. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Hey, I'm
Guys,
still waiting for
I
True
gotta give a
North.
quick shout out to Northman. Again, guys, if you guys beers, please go check out his website.
True,
North, please do me a favor, throw your website in the chat for me so everybody can check it out.
yes, and hopefully True North again. Support. I appreciate you supporting the channel, but you got to have something for the ball here, brother. You see here,
Actually, does.
I'm joined by my partner here, by my brother Trey here. So we are members of the bold and the beautiful, the beneficent, benevolent Ball Brotherhood, and so we also are in need of certain products to support this beauty, this baldness here. So again, if you have certain product lines, a post shave for a balm for the head or something like that, if you got
Beer butter
something
might work for your head.
that we can take advantage of, I highly encourage you to have some product that that we can work with. So see, I'm about peaceful cooperation here with the follicle world. All right, so we're not here to divide or cause beefs or dissensions or whatnot. We want to peacefully coexist, and I can't think of a better way of coexisting if the beard company, True North Beard Company, can have a line of skincare products for the bald and the beautiful. So
I'm pretty sure he
salute
has
to you.
something for you guys up there. I'm not mistaken. I know he has washable.
I'll check it out. I'll check out.
Yeah,
what
his stuff
he
is top of the line, bro. I gotta give you credit. Like, you could probably use beer butter for your head, or even actually, a beer oil for your head is the best thing for it. Believe it or not, I'm not even joking. He will vouch for this. A couple of drops of oil, put it through your head, is is better than lotion. I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
Shout out
usually
to
I use a post after shaving, so I'll do a toner after shaving, and then I'll put like a post shave balm on there. Nothing too shiny though. Other ones I've tried, they can be a little shiny. So again, something that kind of is like a nice matte kind of finish on there. So that's
That's crazy, brother Benny.
so I'd be looking for something like that. So I'm
my-
just saying, I'm trying to inspire.
I like a
and
nice shiny light bulb ball here when I fresh shave.
the cue ball.
And for the years, I used to just shave it bald. I can use a razor. I use 4 blades, and then I shower, get it nice and cleaned out. I shower real good with it, and then I used to put this cocoa butter oil on there, right? And it it made it really shine. And then I just stopped using that, and now my head just naturally shines whenever. I just wash it. I can shave about twice a week if I wanted to. Every 6 days would be good, because if it's sometimes
every 6 days. Oh, I shave every day.
I would break out. My skin is sensitive.
Well, you use a blade, so you use a blade.
Yeah, I can't use those. No, like the little shavers. I can't use that. That'll
Now
bump me up.
let me ask you this real quick. Have you ever used one of those things using either electric shave or after pre-electric shave?
I don't know what after pre-electric shave is.
Okay, so it's after AFTA, but
Okay.
you've heard of electric shave?
Yeah.
Okay. If you still have that thing, it may be worth trying. Just put it on, let it dry. Give it about 5 minutes to dry. Your head needs to be dry, and your hairs need to be stiff.
Standing up. Okay.
And if you then use that tool you'll see that smooth glide. That I was like,
Okay.
just try it and
That's
see
what I
how it
need
works.
because I can't. My skin is too sensitive, man. I can't put a lot on my face and head.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like I said,
Okay.
Trey, like I said, use a little of the beer oil. I know it says the name is beer oil, but the oil does so much more than that. It replaces the oils. When you're shaving, you're stripping all the oils away, your
Mhm.
natural oils. This oil, literally, couple drop of jojoba, sesame, and all this stuff in it. It's it's a miracle. Like when I see guys, I see it all the time, and it annoys the shit out of me. Is they're scratching their beards and or I can't grow a beard. Like put a little oil, brush it through, and leave it alone, and just
I
wash
can see.
it.
I can see as an after treatment. I can see that, but I ain't gonna lie. My head get naturally oily. I got that good skin, man. It's just blessed to my
Trust me
parents,
when I
man.
tell you, I heard this before, but 1 or 2 drops of the
Salute to
oil
my parents.
and put it through, and you go like, "Damn, this guy knows what he's talking about." And we're gonna have this conversation in a couple weeks after you get it. Trust me,
I'll
and don't
probably
get the
try a
pharmacy
couple
stuff
drops. No,
because
if
the
I try
pharmacy.
some,
I'm
couple of
sorry.
drops. No, I would
Yeah,
try a couple
1 or
of
2
drops
drops.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
to
because he has some
Truth
samples
North.
in there.
Seriously, check his website out. He has some great products. They have a sample pack actually. You can pick what scents you want, and I'm telling you, after you put 1 or 2 drops, and you're like, oh, huge difference.
No, I
And
don't
I
want
hear
no
this all the
scents. I
time.
don't like no scents. I just want if it
I
clear
like a good
natural.
sandalwood. If he's got a sandalwood, I could check.
Yeah,
it.
I
because
think he does. Hang on, let me check. You
I
know what?
work alone, so
Let's do
But
this.
coach, but you had before you had taken the break there, you said you had some questions for me, so you can if you want to ask me something
just
regarding.
just in your conversation today, and the way you said about where you are in life and the type of conversations and sort of rhetoric and information that's all over YouTube. You said you at a place where it's sort of not being as a focal point, which I can understand, what I'm saying, being midlife, 54, 55,
Mhm.
56, it's just like, okay, it's time I can just see it in you, man. I'm noticing that about you, but hey, man, salute to you, man. Hopefully you can retire soon. I don't know when. And if
Nah, I'm not trying to retire
yeah, that's
anytime
what I'm saying.
soon.
I don't know if you will
Yeah,
do
I'm
it
going. I'm
because
going to work until they put me out, or if whatever business that I develop or whatever. I'm my thing is I can rest when I'm dead. I'm still got that mindset.
what
That's why
what what
a lot of times I be on these shows. I be working. Now I got a free night, but usually I'm working because I got a team on the in Mexico that I be working with. They be sending me stuff late. So a lot of times when the show be going on, I got 3 screens here, and I usually be working as the show goes on. But I like to get into the I'm still grinding, and one of the reasons why I like to stay in shape, why I do what I do. Now, I don't know if you guys saw I did the shoveling squat video
I know you was talking about that.
recently.
I didn't
But
see that.
again, it's all about it. Everything serves a purpose. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not just doing it just because I want to walk around with big muscles or whatever, but it has a practical application in so many aspects of my life that but yeah, I have no intention of slowing down anytime soon. I do want to travel more. I would say that. I think my wife and I, we're
Yeah,
certainly
sure.
going to be committed to doing more global travel in the next couple of years. And I know we'll be going to Grenada because that's where my daughter, that's where medical school is. So we'll be going there over the summer. Certainly to check that out. But yeah, so we definitely want to do more of that. But when I'm home, you know, like I said, I like staying busy, and so there's plenty of stuff for me to still to do. So that's kind of the mindset, man. I'm not. I have
No,
no intention of slowing down.
no,
All right, let's play the next video really fast before we
yeah,
move on. I mean, cut you off, Trey. I'm sorry. You want
no,
ahead.
just
Go ahead. So we're gonna say before I play. Go ahead.
no. I'm just saying to his point. I didn't really mean to say retire, but I can see
I think he
his
just called you old.
no, but I can see where he's taken on a different elevation in life as far as mentally and emotionally, which I think for myself I was able to see it and sort of get there. And I'm not retiring. I'm not retiring. I just do things personally for myself now. But
Mhm.
I just hope that the message that you're saying, brothers can sort of grasp to it. What I'm saying 40-year-olds, they struggle with it, but young man, I'm telling you, brother, you just think about it, man. They young men need to hear your voice. They
Appreciate
need to
it.
hear Brother Bennett talk about, hey, you go through your life experiences but you still get out here and work and stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? Stay strong in it. They need to hear that. I'm telling you.
For real. Appreciate it.
Nice. All right, let's play this video really fast.
Reasons that people gonna talk behind your back. Let me tell y'all. 1, they can't reach your level. 2, when they don't got what you got. 3, when they try to copy your life but they can't. That's why sometimes you gotta brag on yourself. You know what I'm saying? All that playing humble have you overlooked and underbooked. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta talk your shit and make everybody feel uncomfortable.
Did I not say that a while ago?
I didn't say you didn't, did I now?
I didn't think you did it, but that did prove my. This is something I've learned. My uncle have taught me this. When people talk about you, it's because of you are built from a different cloth. You're not like everybody else. I've been aware I don't act or think or operate like society operates. I beat by my own set of drums. I don't go by society norms. So I just came to a position where I really do not care anymore. But when the rumor mill, the gossip, it's almost costing me my job, or it's all because of self-esteem or intimidation. You feel I want to take your. No, I'll tell you in your face, sir. I don't want your position. I don't want to be a manager. I don't like office politics. I like to get busy. Keep me where I'm at so my hand can continue to work. You stay where you are, I stay where I am. I don't mind lifting a 200-pound server. I get a workout on doing that. I don't mind lifting a 80-pound, 200-pound printer. Let me do that. I don't mind doing what I need to do. If I had to lift a 800-pound car full of machine to put it somewhere, let me do that. Let me be. I don't want your position. I enjoy what I do. Why do I have to be on some collateral down because you feel I want to take your position? What's all that for? This is something I've been trying to comprehend. It is me because I developed a ultra mindset of stay low, stay keep grinding. I'm no different from Mr. Paul Bennett. I don't think I'm going to retire no time soon. I will continue to move. That's the way I am. If I have to, I don't mind being a farmer. Work 12 hours a day, get my workout on. So I'll be like, yes, I feel alive, but I don't understand how people are so freaking retarded that they had to scoop so low just to spread rumor about you, just because they feel intimidated about you. For what? Even people with the riches are intimidated about you. If you don't have to, but you carry yourself different. I've been aware of that for years. Even on these black YouTube, but you have people who have to say, "Oh, but the pulpit have saw it on other platforms. People have taken jab at me, and I laugh about it because it has let me know they got weak spine. There's nothing there in them. You can jab at me all you want. I'm just gonna laugh it off. I'm like, eh, I know who I am long time ago. I don't think you want me to tell the truth about you. Because if I did, you might break down. You might bust into tears. I don't know. I just
David,
find
you
it.
also consider one thing. You don't know what that person's going through at that moment.
If you're going through something, come to me and talk. Anyone who I've worked with, they will tell you one thing about me. I make it my mission to find time for somebody to sit down and listen to them.
And I know that
Yeah,
about you, but some people don't share their personal lives at work, and they might be dealing with something. So you have to
I know,
keep that in
I
mind.
know. I've been
Like
this
Paul
way
is a
for
great example.
years.
Paul, I already know. Workers work. Home life is a home life. Am I wrong, Paul?
Yep. Yeah. Very rarely do I ever bring any work related stuff home. Now, again, my wife oftentimes does, which is fine. I mean, I'm her sounding board. Whatever she needs me for, I'm good with that. But I don't, like she'll come and ask me how was work. It's like it's all right. Like I very rarely is something worth elevating to something that I need to talk to her about. So, but yeah, but she's going through, but again, her job is a little bit different than mine. she's not in, I wouldn't say she's in a management role, but she's more like in a coordinator role. So she deals with a lot more people on a daily basis than I do, different types of people, scheduling, planning, and whatnot. So in many ways, she has sort of project manager type of, a coordinator. So that's all, in a way, it's like a management type of role. There's a lot more moving parts and pieces than to mine, which again is definitely more on the technical side. So a lot of times I marvel at what she's able to do in the spaces that she has to occupy and work in, because there you will definitely see talking behind the back. You will definitely see people who are only concerned about their own advancement at the expense of other people. You will definitely see the conversations that she gets earful, because again, she's got allies in the spot who will call up and say, "Yo, they saying this about you." Now, I think it's BS, but I just want to let you know. Or if something was said about her, then she's got people calling up saying, that ain't true. We know who you are, so we know where that's coming from. So yeah, where she's at, it is way more political than where I'm at or where I've been. So like I said, so in a lot of ways, I envy her in terms of her ability to deal with that. Her personality is much more that she can handle that more so than possibly I could. So again, so but yeah, if she be coming home telling me stuff, I'm like, man, it's like Dallas or Dynasty or what we used to call Dynasty. We used to call it Die Nasty. That's what we used to call it. Die Nasty. We never said Dynasty. We said Die Nasty. So, so she's kind of in that realm with it. But yeah, it's definitely, I think it really depends on where you're at. But could you do me a favor, Pete? Can you play that one more time? He says something at the end. I was rocking with some of what he was saying. He plays something at the end, though, that I think we may need to elevate. So if you could,
Give me a second to get it back up because I
Sure.
closed that window. Give me one quick second.
And while you getting that up, shout out to the ignorant person from the other platform who trying to disrespect me and think that will get me worked up. That did not work. I'm just laughing at you.
Oh, the first couple comments came in today.
Yeah, I saw it. I was just laughing like this is what I saw many times in New York City, and I'm just wondering, like, if you hate yourself that much just to disrespect somebody else, then by all means carry on. It doesn't affect me. It just let me know that you're weak.
All right, ready, guys?
mhm.
The reasons that people won't talk behind your back, let me tell y'all. One, they can't reach your level. Two, when they don't got what you got. Three, when they try to copy your life but they can't. That's why sometimes you gotta brag on yourself, you know what I'm saying? All that playing humble have you overlooked and underbooked, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta talk your shit and make everybody feel uncomfortable. Don't forget who you are. The reasons that people won't talk behind your back, let me tell you.
Yeah, it was that last part that kind of got me
Thinking
a little bit. He was talking about that basically he was saying that humble stuff will get you underbooked and something else or whatever. So I think he was I guess he wasn't feeling necessarily the humility part of it. Sometimes you got to talk your stuff. Now, again, I'm not saying that may not apply. I think a lot of that depends on the realm that you're operating in, especially if you're in the media world, if you're in the, I would definitely say the media world, where everything is about image and not about anything that's necessarily tangible. I can certainly understand you feeling that you may have to have a little bit more swag in that space in order to make sure that people know what your worth is. Like I said, the fact that I
Really?
work more in a technical space, I worry less about swag per se. That's like it's not going to help me do my job any better. But obviously, when it comes to like review time, then I need to make a justification for the grade that I give myself. If I'm going to say that I'm above the line, then I need to certainly be able to justify that. But there'll be receipts there that I can go to and say A, B, and C deliverables and things of that nature. And so I understand I got to put that together. But I think in the space that he might be talking about, though, definitely it's more media focused. So a lot of that's just not going to apply in all situations. There's nothing wrong with being humble. And again, humble simply means not elevating yourself more than you ought to. It doesn't mean that you're lowly. I think a lot of people make a distinction between being lowly and being humble. Humble just is kind of about self-awareness and recognizing who you are, where you're at, who helped you get there, rather than you having to be put in your place. You can either be humble or you can be humiliated. When you're humble, you take your own self-inventory to say, this is where I'm at. But to be humiliated, that is the public, that is the outside bringing you back down to earth and saying, nah, you weren't all that. And it's much better to be humble than to be humiliated. And so there's even a Bible parable about that. The guy who comes to the dinner sits at the head of the table thinking that he's the man or whatever, and then he's got to be said, I'm sorry, this seat is not for you. You need to sit over here. And that was done in front of a bunch of people. So again, humiliation is when someone has to check you, but you recognizing, okay, this is, who I am, and you take it in. If you're good, there's nothing wrong with saying that you're good. Well, people will certainly see your work and your value in what you're doing. But as far but him saying, that humility is bad, or, it's not, like I said, I think it depends on the space. If you're in a space that depends on some sort of bravado, then yeah, maybe you may need it in that space to make yourself more marketable or what have you. Even athletes sometimes have to do that, especially boxing or MMA or whatever. You see guys with their bluster. But after even that wears out after time, unless you can actually deliver. That's when you see some of these MMA guys and McGregor and whatnot hasn't won a fight in 7 years. Yet he still goes around talking like he's the man. And unfortunately, people still think he's worth seeing. So I think that, someone like that needs to be humiliated by people not showing up.
Personally, I think he's a joke. I'll be honest with you, Paul.
Yeah.
But you said something too in your statement now that remind me of a story. You said worth. So a couple years back, when I worked for a company and we're negotiating price, I was actually getting transferred, so I had to find myself a new job in a company. And I said to him, I know my worth. They're trying to low blow me. I go, not this time. I know my worth. He goes, and he's keep low blowing me. I'm like, dude, I will walk and find somewhere else to work for. I don't have to come here. And he goes, yeah. And then he goes, all right, let me talk to my boss. Comes back, he goes, all right, can we meet us halfway? I goes, what's halfway? Well, it's 50 cents difference. That I didn't mind too much. And he goes, wow, so that's a good thing you know your worth. If you know your worth, that is the biggest thing you can do for anything in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And you like, for example, every person on this panel tonight knows their worth. I know that for a fact. We might break each other's balls. We might joke around in the backstage or even on front stage, but we know our worth. We know what we bring to the table. And I'm proud to have each one of you on here. Maybe except Coach with the glasses.
I need these glasses, man.
Hey,
yeah, man,
you're
looking
rocking.
at screens all day, man.
They prescription glasses, man. My doctor prescribed them to me because I told him I'd be in front of the computer and my eyes are, when you get older, they get
you
a
like
little
Jim
dry.
McMahon. You like Jim McMahon from the Bears back in the day.
Technically, they say you're supposed to
Super Bowl shuffle team. There you go.
You were supposed to wear this non-reflection glasses if you're on behind a computer at night or some shit like that. But let me play this last video, and let's chop it up and probably call it a night after that. Yep.
So I saw this one on Instagram, and it was like, if people are talking behind your back and they're not coming up and saying it to you, then let them stay where they are, behind you. So I saw this one on Instagram, and it was like, if people are talking behind your back and they're not coming up and saying it to you, then let them stay where they are.
Straight to the point. Good one. I like it.
All right, go ahead, guys.
You know, Ruben, this video ties into the last one you just played in a sense. You know, because listen, if you're talking about me at work, I really wouldn't know, but I have caught somebody doing that. Well, they didn't. I ain't gonna say they was talking behind my back, but I was performing something with the students, and they said it out loud, like, "Why are they always going to you?" I didn't even address it. I just act like, but she said it, but the students, and they took up for me. I didn't have to say nothing. So to see that, I was like, thank you, Jesus. I'm protected. They actually attacked this lady for me. Like, don't you ever. Okay, cool. I just let it go. I ain't reported. I moved it on. Because the pitch, the picture was bigger for me, you know. So, but I don't know. This video, they both go hand. This one goes hand in hand with the last one for me, because on a social level, as an adult, like, I expect people to talk about me in a sense. I do. I've always looked at that. Like, I used to think of wild stuff as a young kid, you know. Like, okay, I can play football, I can play basketball, I can run, I can jump, I can flip. You know, I had girls, I had girlfriends, you know, so I can understand it, but it's like, now if somebody was to talk about me, I embrace it. I used to always tell my students, well, if somebody talk about me, I was like, for one, that means you have a power that they don't have. You're important. And then if you have friends, the people that say that you're your friend, especially as teenagers, that call themselves your friend, even as I can use it as us here, like, I would consider you all friends in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But, and if I was somewhere because we ain't gonna be in the same space on YouTube, but if I was 2 panels over, 3 panels over, and somebody be like, man, that dude goes to Sparta, man, I was like, hold up, man, that's not right. He's not here. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not him. Because I know, you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I ain't gonna really put up too much of a fight. Because on YouTube, people talk about each other and this talking point, that talking point. So that's, to me, that's not really important. Because I
But if
understand.
you realize one thing about this channel, I don't bring anybody else up on who's not on the panel.
No,
So
and
if say X, Y, and Z was talking, like, I don't care.
yeah, but see, that's the thing about it though. So if you're my friend, then I would hope that, and this is why you tell you, listen, if somebody say your friend, they around somebody who's talking about you, ask your friend, what did they say? What did they say when they started talking about you in that way? Did they say, hey, that ain't cool or whatever? Or did they just run back and tell you that somebody else was talking about you? You know, because if you say something to that person and then you go, hey, brother Bennett, you know, but if I'm brother Bennett's friend, he done already, we done had conversations and say, you know, somebody talk about me, I don't care. But then I'll be like, hey man, it was over. I would do that as a friend. I wouldn't go into everything they were saying. I would like say, man, have a conversation or not. But that's as far as I would take it. If that's somebody that's my friend, is somebody that's talking about, I would sort of, hey man, don't do that. You know, that ain't
And
cool.
Trey, I think you
So-
know me well enough. If I was talking shit, I would expect you to come to me, and vice versa. I would just come straight to you. I would not talk to you. I come to the source. Hey, what's the problem?
No, but a friend wouldn't, just because we have difference of opinions, that's as far as it goes.
Oh, absolutely. I agree
You know,
100%.
so I
And I think
wouldn't.
that's why me and most of you guys, not only you, Trey, we all get along because we might have a different opinion. Me and Paul had opinions all the time, like book versus movies. He hates that topic, and I like rolling him up. But he, that's one good example. Or like David, he might think X, Y, and Z, whatever. I can't remember it off my head right now. We all respect our opinions of each other. Doesn't mean like, hey, fuck you, I don't like it. No, I don't give a shit. Your opinion is your opinion. I will respect that. I don't have to agree with it, but I will respect that. I know for
Hey,
sure.
Coach, let me ask you, since you're married, also on the panel, I've talked earlier about, what I may talk about with the missus. Because you're going to talk about, again, if it's about people or whatever, you're going to talk about stuff. I mean, if you're going to share anything, are
Correct.
you of that type where you and your wife y'all talk about everything, or are there certain things you keep to yourself when it comes to communication, especially if it's about somebody, family member, or something personal like that, or are you guys pretty transparent with each other when it comes to that? How do you handle that?
Uh, like you mentioned, I think I heard you say even today. You know, if it's some personal things that me and my buddies, that I grew up with, have talked about, that's always in the lock and safe, key thrown away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that stuff I take to my grave, as far as, stuff that I know that was near and dear to them, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I talk to my wife sometimes about the topics on YouTube. And
Yeah. Right.
when
Right.
I hear her response, I'm like, shit, I ain't, yeah, we good over here. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. But as far as, just, I don't know, man. Like I said, I truly hear what you say when you get your opinion on the topics and whatever. And I've been there, am there, have rode that wave in life at some point, whether it was with my family, because I grew up with 5 sisters and a mother in the home and a father who was probably the wildest dude I know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He gave me a lot of good. The instructions he was giving me as a young man and as a kid, I tried to apply it to the best of my ability in the world. And then as I got older, it's like it was backfiring on me. Like I was doing everything you was telling me,
Right.
but even with my own siblings, they talked about me behind my back. They talked about me behind my back to my son. You know what I'm saying? So that's sort of, and but if I was a evil type of hearted person, I could have just went off on them. You know what I'm saying? I could have did all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But I understood my spirit don't even give that type of energy.
Right. But now take that
So-
example you just gave, though. Okay. So again, obviously that was very hurtful to you,
Yes.
that your siblings are talking not only behind your back, but talking things to your son behind his back. But who do you vent that with? And I'm asking, is your wife
Today it's my wife.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's
I
my
mean,
wife.
that kind of, that kind of relationship where I can vent my, if something's troubling me that much, that I can go to her in confidence and we can let it out. So am I technically talking behind, in your case, like, would you be technically talking behind your siblings back? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but
yeah.
but again, there are people, or especially your spouse, I mean, that should be like a safe house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you can have that kind of each other, you guys can be there for each other when you guys need to talk, or let out if a family member is getting on your last nerve about something and you were at the house,
Yeah.
your in-law, well, in my case, my in-laws house, and they siblings fighting over something, and my wife, she just, she's got to just let her, look, you come to me with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I take all that in. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
But you've been hearing sometimes in these spaces too, it's like, oh, you don't let your wife know, or you don't let people know what's going on. And I'm just saying, I think that's unhealthy. I mean, unless you're going to go talk to a psychiatrist, or a psychologist, something like that. I mean, your spouse should be that safe place.
Yes.
Where you're not going to be judged by what you say or whatever, but and hopefully that person has the wisdom to give you some perspective on how to go forward with something. And great thing about my wife, she's like, she always talked about, like, I don't know what my, like everyone says I have a gift. Like, what's my gift? And with her, I tell her all the time, her gift is simply just listening. I mean, like, she really listens. Like, you got people be calling her up, talking to her ear off for 2 or 3 hours, lamenting over something that may be going on personal to them or whatever, and she just listens. You know what I mean? She's a safe house. She's a safe place for people. And I think that, you know, certainly from what I'm hearing, you have that where you can show that vulnerability and share your hurts with her. And
But
it's not something that's going to be, you know, it's not going to spill over. It's protected.
you know, Brother Bennett, what you're saying, you know, it's crazy because even within the last I would say since 2018, a lot of stuff my wife was able to see with my siblings, I wasn't seeing.
Mhm.
I was, you know, living my life, working hard, taking care of youth and helping people and trying to be a best parent I can be.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff I avoid, you know, just didn't see. But then once I got married, they revealed it to her. And she opened my eyes up to it. And then she was, you know, because she come from where her and her mom and the relationship was sort of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once she exposed my eyes to my reality, I was like, yeah, I understood. Because the first day from early in our dating, she listened to me and she came to me with something we're dealing with work. I said, hey, do this. And she did it.
Mm.
She did without question. She did it. And she told me it worked out just like you told me. Okay. I'll say now I see she can trust my word.
Mhm.
And then I knew this is probably be my wife. But as I've gotten over the years, 2018, man, she exposed a lot to me about what things I wouldn't see with my own family. And the trust she instilled in me and decision as far as things we can do and not stuff like that. Man, I would tell her like I said, she's she know all my secrets and I know all of hers as we know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I take her word because I've seen how she moved from the day I met her.
Yeah.
And about exposing, like I said, my wife sort of exposed, well, she wasn't no virgin. Hell, she, you know what I'm saying? But as far as her life, she exposed it to me early. And it took me to another space mentally. And then once I locked in with her life, what she gave to me, it's like I've been in the best position ever. Today, I trust her more than I trust anybody.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
she got everything.
That's a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
That is a
She the one
man
she helped
wants
me
too.
retire at 54 years old.
Oh, yeah.
She that's how you know, that's how my life sped up as far as me in a career, financially, emotionally, everything within this be our 12th year. And from that moment to now, it's probably quadrupled. Because I was wasting time. I've been to the military, Brother Bennett. I graduated college. I was working. I was taking care of my responsibilities. And I was like standing in quicksand. But then once I focused, and she told me, whenever you're ready, I got you. Oh, okay. And once I took my focus off all these other distractions, was able to lock in, man, life has been beautiful ever since.
Nice.
It's been yeah, man. So
yeah, and that's another reason why, you know, we talk about, you know, people talk behind your back and what. I mean, a lot of it doesn't matter because, again, I got, you know, if I do have free time, I want to spend it with her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why I said, you know, this season that we're in, the travel, being together and whatnot. I mean, that's kind of where my focus is. So people want to talk this, that, and the third, but I got so much kind of going on over here that but yeah, I mean, my cup is full. So again, it really it doesn't bother me, but it's just nice to know that you have, again, that support, familiar support that can be there for you when you do see if stuff is going down. You got somebody who you can trust. So that's a blessing, my brother. Thanks for sharing that.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all want to give me inspiration, Sparta. CBN, even you, man. I'm gonna say this last thing. Listen, could you imagine when you and your wife were young and y'all was starting to have children, would you imagine ever having a child that's in another country studying to be a professional?
Yeah. Especially again, the backgrounds that we came from, to see that. So again, just all the more so, like I said, I kind of live in my blessings. You know what I mean? It's truly this is like the best time of my life. And so, whatever's going on, that's, and like I said, when I came on tonight, I'm really going to be focused in 2025. Again, I put in the chat Ephesians 4:29. That's kind of going to be my mantra for the year. I want to be engaged in fruitful, healthy conversations that edify. And so if it can't be about that, if it's just going to be a lot of negative feelings and whatnot, then we don't need to engage. And so that's just kind of where I'm at this point. I'm not here I love good argument. I love to argue like in the legal sense. You know what I'm saying?
Debate, brother,
The
debate.
debate, yes. But even in that, they say you make an argument. So
Yeah.
I'm saying in the legalese of the term, yes, I enjoy doing that, but I'm not here to argue.
Oh, don't worry. Our debate Punisher versus John Wick is this Saturday. We're gonna have a lot of argument debating, and when we do part two of movies versus
So now
book,
I need context though, because if I have some homework to do later in the vote, she's gonna be shouting at me. Now again, I've seen 2 Punisher films. So what Punisher are we talking about here? Do I need to catch up on something before
I
this? I've
will
seen all the
worry
John
about the
Wicks.
Punisher, early 2000s. Oh man, what's his name? John Travolta was in it. That's the one I'm gonna base most of the stuff
That
on.
might be, but again, I watched the one with when Dolph Lundgren was the Punisher. I go
That's fine.
back to
That's
that.
good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Okay,
two.
because
Those
each
two
one kind of takes a little different spin
as
on it.
long as
So
you know the gist of the Punisher,
yeah,
that's what I care about mostly. And
yeah,
obviously, hopefully, you watch John Wick by now.
yeah. I watched all the films. Yeah, yeah.
No, bad
So
time.
yeah.
All right, let's get our final thoughts and let's get the hell out of here. And I think I'll do a schedule update. Let's get David in here first because he's been too quiet for me. David,
David, you're on.
I'm here.
Yeah.
final thoughts,
All
buddy.
right. I'm in the zone. I'll be make it quick. If you gotta talk about people behind their back, then you gotta ask yourself, what is your problem? Why are you weak? Why do you feel inadequate? Well, there are people who really don't care what you think about them. Like me, for example. I have my own demon, I have my own struggle, I got my own problem. I don't have time to quit or to give up after what I've learned in life, what I've been through in life, or what had carried me on. There are people who I owe my life to because they have been there for me in places whereby I thought no one was there for me. There are people who have sold a lot of stuff in me. They have sold great word, wisdom, advice, and dental in me. So I have no right to just drop the ball and just let it all fail. For what? Because somebody said something about me? Like, are you serious? Are you really for real? So if you one of those kind of people, aka keyboard warriors, low self-esteem, low hanging fruit, all you can do is just throw words. You just let me know fully well who you really are. You weak as hell. You got no real strength in you. You're hollow. Recording in Nigeria, you're nothing but an empty barrel. That make too much noise. Instead of wasting your time, better remember, try to ask yourself, what about that person that make you envy of them? If you're going through something and you feel like person feel like better, it's not the person's not better. The person have its own journey you have to go through. Why don't act upon how he got that strength to continue to push on? Maybe he may have some words for you that can help you to overcome what you're going through. To be real with you, When I see people just for the past what since the pandemic, people have become weak-minded. All they can do and throw negative content, or no negative comment on people. They all kind of to make up rumors because that's all they can do, just to lie on people so they can feel good about themselves. Like you really that serious? If you in your 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and all you can do is make shit up about people, a 8-year old kid is far better than you. I'm gonna let you guys know that right now, and I endorse it. If that's all you can do to make shit up about people just so you can feel good, you need help. That's my final thought.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know, great topics again as always. You know, I mean, if you, I don't know, spend time talking about people behind their back, maybe it's an issue with yourself. You got to go get checked out. Somebody's talking about you behind your back, or you get word. Just if you feel necessary, if you think it's going to bother you, just confront that person. Do it. I would say do it in a way that there's others around. Uh, Others who may not be on one side or the other, and just how and at least try to approach it respectfully. You can't dictate what their response will be. If their response is appropriate to where you are in life, then you move appropriately. If it's not, then you have to make a decision to, if it's a personal, outside of work, then you have to make a decision, probably leave them where they are. Don't waste time trying to convince them to like you. Just continue to move accordingly. That's going to put you in the best position in your life. If it's professionally, then that's something you may have to just continue to have a conversation with the team manager or whatever, however it works out. But don't spend a lot of your emotions and thinking about what people say about you at work. Don't do that. Just keep it professional. Talk to the appropriate people, document it, whatever, but I don't know. So just depend on who you are, who you want to be. Me, I preferably don't care. You can talk about me. I'll talk about myself. I'm good looking. I'm light skinned. I'm bald headed, gray hair. Or I could be ugly and bald headed with a big nose and big lips. Either way, love yourself regardless of what people say about you. Just ensure that as long as they don't touch you, they can, and don't, I say keep family out of it. You keep it on me. That's okay. But other than that, man, just love yourself, man. And if you believe in yourself, expect people to talk about you, but don't own it. You don't have to own it. I can't say how people will respect me or not respect me. It's up to them. I can only respond accordingly. And if it's nobody important in my life, then you get no response. I'll act like you never existed unless I have to do something professionally. Outside of that, I don't need to make money with you. I don't need to be a part of what you know and do. I don't get involved like that. So, yeah, salute, man. 2025, man. We here. Peace.
Well, I'm sure there's a common saying. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. Small people talk about people. Average people talk about events, and big people talk about ideas. And for 2025, I want to be a part of ideal conversations. How can we move our people forward? How we can improve relationship? How we can be better and do better with the new changes that are coming through. Again, I'm not talking about politics this year at all. Good, bad, indifferent. If there's a political panel, I ain't in it. So I said, my name is Bennett, and I ain't in it. And yeah, we may have to get a shirt made with that. But certainly, I want to be about solutions and how we can uh, um, be better as individuals in our families and our relationships and our communities, and hopefully in these spaces to bring a more positive conversation, healthier conversation to these spaces and new perspectives that keep people thinking and giving new insight. So that's what I'm about for this year. And certainly looking forward to continuing dialogue, certainly in this space and others that I may find myself on. But I'm going to be choosing. You'll see me. You might see me in new places on occasion, or select in existing places, select conversations. So it's like I'll be here for this, but I may not be there for that because again, I want to be part of again healthier dialogue and conversations. I have no interest in gossip news. So again, current events, this scandal, that scandal with this celebrity, that celebrity, whatever's going on. I have very little interest in that anymore because how's those people going to affect my life, and how's it going to affect yours? So again, Ephesians 4:29. Do not take part in any unfruitful conversations, but only those conversations that are going to be productive, that are going to be edifying, and a benefit to those who are hearing it. So that's certainly my commitment. That is my victory speech as the two-time president of the 7B Club. That is my inaugural speech for this year. I encourage everybody to do better, to be better, to act better, use better speech, and just be good to one another, whether you be bald or not. God bless America.
At least I got a speech out of you. That's all I care about. Seriously, Paul said it, Coach said it, David said it. We need to do better. If you guys realize, I don't do topics on here about gossip and bullshit. Like, that's not my cup of tea. I like having good conversation, and I'm gonna pull the curtain. I'm gonna open the door for a minute for you guys who haven't not know. On these panels on this network, we have meetings on every Friday. We vote on stuff. We talk about our shows. It's not a I am the captain and this is my way or no. It's a team effort. Without my team, I'm nothing. These are my guys. These are my brothers. These are my family too. And I said it before, I said it again. You fuck with my family, you fuck with me. These are my brothers. David is my brother, and he knows him more than anybody. Paul, me and him have gone through up and downs, all this stuff. We have a show, a very successful, one of the best shows on YouTube, The Gray Area. It's only getting better. Coach, he's gonna be coming on here soon. Don't worry. I've been bugging him for about a year and a half. Me and him need to have a conversation eventually. Don't worry. He's gonna have his show eventually. Don't worry. He's avoiding the topic, but he's getting it. But let's get to a quick schedule update and let's get the hell out of here. So, as I said earlier, we are having a show on Saturday. John Wick versus the Punisher, the Battle of the Assassins. Who is going to win? And on Wednesday on the Anime Unlock, David and Wadi are going to have a great conversation. His favorite. And hey, start something with this. I actually been waiting all night to do that.
I will have to dig in deep for that episode because we went in deep yesterday, and it almost went political.
That's fine. We're talking about Dragon Ball Z, the Legend of the Super Saiyan.
Oh
And
Lord.
they can get in details. They're going to go from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z to the horror with GT. And Super, I maybe the newest series, right? You got to be touching base on that a little
Dragon
bit?
Ball Daima is still airing now. It only passed 14 episodes already. But me and Wally, we know very well this is a very strong franchise. Did it back to the
Probably,
1970s. So
I'm not mistaken, Japan's one of the top franchise versus, I think, this and Dragon Ball and Gundam.
no,
Is it
Dragon Ball franchise, the Gundam franchise, and the One Piece franchise are considered are the very top of the top.
There you go. So next Wednesday, we are talking about password and privacy. Should you share your password with
Oh
your
Lord.
sibling, with your wife, your girlfriend?
You know they call that wiretap.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
That's what it's scheduled for the next week. I hope you guys can join us. As always, David, anything else?
Bring your A game on Wednesday. We're going to go in deep. And while they go in, it's not my fault, okay?
Let's keep him in line, please.
Okay.
Coach, Mr. President,
We're good here.
as always, this was Spartan Execute Network. I am the Ghost Sparta. Stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.